Alright guys, we are back with the campaign that we unlocked just on level 26 here, 2 videos ago. And then you see you have here players with some power, but since this is the very first campaign that we're doing, it's just like all the beginners. And they sell you Rylend is good as healing, because in the campaign, if one of your units goes down, it is down for the entire campaign. So you want to have all your units alive all the time from your main team, or you have to try with different units. But yeah, they kind of force you to go with Rylend here on the first one, I think. But the first campaign is also not too bad, not too hard, so we can do it with Rylend. I will try to use Catherine though, because there is something to unlock if you do campaigns with Catherine. Okay, so we get after every battle you get some rewards. Here we got some artifacts, and that's really good. A ring of vitality, lucky find. Okay, so they tell you now what artifacts are, and this is how all the introduction works. They tell you, like every game mode, they tell you what you have to do. So if my introduction video was a bit too confusing because I talked about all the different game modes, then just play the introduction yourself and you will see it's not as hard as it seems. And let's see if we actually can change our hero or if we have to stick with Rylend here. Heroes, Catherine. We can use Catherine, so that's cool. Okay, so now what we can do here as well is we put our tank here where the where his charger is, and then we put our charger up here where the free lane is. But if we have only the charger here and nothing else, then there are chances that this offensive unit will go up to my charger, so I cannot go through. That's why I put another unit right next to him, so to make sure that the charger can go through. And we don't want him in an open lane, because then his tank here will also just walk through, go to my ranged unit here. So we want to put this a bit away as well. And what I was saying earlier in another video about Catherine, that he works pretty well with those castle units that I'm using. Like all my units here, the swordsman, the monk, the marksman, pikeman, and cavalier, all of them are from the castle faction. And Catherine is also from the castle faction, and all heroes have this specialty. So the specialty of this one is swordsman will upgrade to Iron Crusaders, and that will increase the HP by 20%. So my swordsman here is not a swordsman anymore, it is now an Iron Crusader and has more HP, so it's even a better tank. And also what I said about the high moral, this guy for example, where is it? Increases marksman's attack by 15%. The effect doubles if it is in high moral. And then it also tells you, for example, those units can increase units high moral. Can cause high moral. So the monk, for example, and then we have the monk here, and the monk says, I think in this one, this is the skill. Yeah, when the battle starts, monk units give high moral to all friendly units in its path. That means all units in this path have high moral, which will automatically increase the marksman's damage. And then Catherine also has a skill here called Mirth, which grants high moral. So that's like the synergy that I was talking about earlier. You need to like work out a team that works good together. I may have units in my repertoire that are probably better or something from the rarity. For example, Monk and Marksman are only R, and I bet I have some SR units in the back, but those would not work as well with the high moral. And you also saw here my Cavalier just went through, and as soon as he reached the backline, they were kinda down already. And then you get some more rewards here. Treasure piece. Let's see what the next one does. I think this campaign will be an easy one for us. And later on, when you get higher level and you get higher privileges, you can also just sweep through the first few levels of the campaign. Okay, so now we have here another charger. I always want to have the charger running into my tank, just because they are doing some damage, and the Cavalier also stuns when he runs up. I think that's his ultimate. Yeah, their first attack deals extra damage and stuns. So I kind of want my tank that is just standing there anyways to be stunned, and not some of my damage units. And we also have the Cavalier in the top again, because he was that was a free lane, and he will run to the back line. Sometimes you have those castles that you see here. That is always like on like marked levels. Like for example, I think this one is like level 4 or something of the campaign, and then there will be another one at 11, and then another castle at 12 or something maybe. And in the normal chapters, like in the chapter 7, you saw it in the chapter in level 15 of the chapter. You saw that there was also a castle. In the normal chapters, it is always 5, 10, and 15 where you have those castles. And then here the next one does not have this castle anymore. So now we have a charger up top. We put our charger here. We put our tank here and our charger in the bottom row because it's empty, and then we could just give it a go. This is also not really this first campaign is not really challenging. It will also not be challenging for you, but it gets more challenging throughout the time. Like later on, you just play versus people that are in your range of level, so you really have to watch out if your units get through it or not. And you see here the Cavalier, this stun damage from his ultimate skill just immediately killed the marksman. Like he had no backline, no ranged unit after the battle started. And yeah, that's how the campaign works. I hope we get through this so easy all the time. And then you see you can always buy extra stuff, like open more of those chests with those gems, those diamonds, and those diamonds this is the currency that you can also buy with money, for example. And you need this for basically everything in the game, but they give you a lot of those diamonds for free as well, so you don't have to buy anything. But you have to be careful. You have to like save up those crystals. I think in this game they are called diamonds. You have to save them up because there will be events for those rare SSR units where you can roll with those gems, and you will get pieces of the SSR units guaranteed. So you kind of want to have your diamonds prepared for those events, and don't spend everything on just regular stuff in the game that is there every day. You could do that if you buy those gems, but if you don't, if you play free to play, then I would recommend saving them up for those events. So, yeah, I think right now the rest of this campaign, they are still not really challenging, although they are getting stronger. Like every battle is a bit stronger. That's also how it will work later on. They will start pretty easy, and then as the battles go on, they will get stronger. Like this one has 11,000 already. We started at 7,000, but my units are already on 40,000, so it is still not really a challenge. And I think the next battle is battle number 9. We will have another castle battle, I believe. Or was it on 8 already? I didn't look at it. Maybe it was on 8 already. And then their pikeman, see, their pikeman is running into my tank, which does like barely one of those things, and my pikeman just took out the marksman immediately again.
Follow me to victory.
All right. Oh, no, I don't want to mirror you. I want to do this. Yes. So what you see, what I did here is I put some units so that this open lane stays an open lane, and all those things besides, they have something to target. What I also did, I left my top lane completely empty, even though they had units there. But I knew they wouldn't go through because there was no unit in this line. I will give you an example now of how those units like tanks or attackers will still go through if they let me. Let me see this enemies formation. Yeah, so if I put this unit over here and no unit in front of it, this attacker will most likely go through to my ranged unit. But if this was here instead of in the lane there with no unit, this guy will not go through to the back line because it's not in his line. He will go to my tank. So if I place him here, we can see that he will go through. Let's just test that. real quick. I'm not very scared that he will take me out, but I would just test that. If I'm talking nonsense here, we will see that, but I think, yeah, you will see. There's the castle match again. The castle match is always a bit unfortunate for the Cavalier because the castle gets this first stun hit. And now we see, yeah, those guys walk through to my backline because there was nothing in front of it. But we just can use our spell here and take him out. So always make sure you don't have your back rows in an open lane with nothing, and also you have something in the lane where the chargers of the enemy are. You don't want to have anything unprotected. Alright, now we're getting up to 14,000 here. Which is, well, still not really challenging, unfortunately. Okay, now we have the charger up top. So we go up top as well. We have some units here, so we just put 2 units here as well. And our charger, some in some of the empty lanes, so we push through again. Oh, this campaign takes a bit longer than it does on the phone. Usually just click, 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 and then we're done. Okay, but also on my main account, I'm at the point where I can sweep through the first 10 levels of the campaign immediately without playing anything. So that helps with making it faster. The first few campaigns are always taking longer because you're just getting into the campaigns, have to battle all the battles. But as soon as you get higher levels, you can sweep through some of the levels. Okay, we just get some attack power here. And we are now at 11, so we have 5 more battles to go for this campaign. It's also 15 battles in the campaign, as you can see there. Was a little 11 out of 15. And I will not make the spells on my own anymore now, because the campaign levels from this campaign are not too heavy, so we can just put on the auto mode and let Catherine do her thing. And here Pikeman goes through again, almost one-shotting or one-shotting the marksman there. And you see here my spells are on cooldown, so it's just Catherine now does everything on her own, and we can just sit here and wait. So it's more about preparation, like preparing the battle, than actually doing the battle most of the times, because there are game modes where you are forced to do in the auto mode. So you basically only have your setup, and you have to do a perfect setup in order to make it work, so you can outsmart your opponent in the auto battle, like outsmart in the auto battle. Now I could now do this because he has an open lane here. So my pikeman would go through probably, and also my cavalier will go through, and those units will go to my crusader because there's nothing in their lane. And it's also a castle battle again. So it's battle 3, battle 9, and battle 12. A bit odd, but okay. Okay, so Rock, you saw in the training from my introduction video, there were those units that have ultimates that go to the whole battlefield, and Rock is one of them. That's probably why he placed him alone, because he thought if I have something that attacks everything here, then he will be good on his own. But it was a backline unit, so he is not very he has not a lot of health, and if I go there with my charger, then he goes down pretty easy. And we get more rewards. Battle 13 already. Oh, now people are getting stronger. See now, like level 22, everything is blue or blue 1. 22,000 power. So now we have to take a bit more care actually about what is happening there. So we leave his line here, his main line, we leave this alone, because the tank and the pikeman here, the offensive unit, they will go top or bot. My top line takes care of the charger, and my charger has a free lane to go through to the back line. And we will see if that works out for me. I guess so. And you see, like, he's only 4 levels behind, but I still have double his power. That's because everything that unlocked in my levels, like for example the artifacts that have unlocked now at 26 for me, are giving me a power boost that he does not have. That is sometimes a little bit annoying. Like, if you miss a day or two, then you are at a level disadvantage. And if you are at a level disadvantage, you're just getting overwhelmed by what the other person has unlocked already in those early stages. In the later stages, it's not so crucial anymore. Like, if I'm now level 64 on my main account, and if you're level 64 and the other person is like level 66 or something, then it doesn't really matter. So now there's no open lane, but here are tanks and here is a charger. We go have the charger run against my tank, and we go with my charger and my offensive unit against his offensive unit, because he has less health points. Oh, and I get some rewards, some random rewards from my guild. His offensive unit here will have less HP than the tanks, for example. So we go up there to make our charger go through this lane as fast as possible to get to the back line. And let's see if that worked out. Oh, I totally forgot to look at his power now. Okay, so now his tank actually went to this lane. So let's see if my charger goes through now. No, the charger does not go through anymore because the tank went up. So that is interesting to know.
Follow me to victory.
Right? Yeah, that sometimes happens. If I had 8 units, I would have placed another unit here, so this tank would have went straight and not came to the top lane. But since we only have 6 units at the moment, that's the only way we could have done it. Okay, and then we open those. Those stones are to upgrade, to upgrade your artifacts. That's the word. And now our last battle in the campaign here is again one of those castle battles. And then we do have a charger over there. We leave everything here alone. And why I always put those 3 in the same lane is basically because of the monk. Because we saw in his in the monk's ability that he gives high moral to the units in his lane, right? He benefits from high moral and he benefits from high moral, so I always put those 3 in the same lane. That's like that's set for my formation at the moment. And there we go, our last battle for our first ever campaign on this account. Let's see if we can make it through without any losses. But it seems like
For a rapier.
my tank or my offensive unit here, my swordsman or my pikeman, will go down, but maybe not. Okay, looks like we are not having the trouble of losing a unit. At this point it wouldn't matter that much anymore because we are done with the campaign.
Follow me to victory.
So yeah, okay, we didn't lose any units, that's good. Alright, and then for the last battle we also get some big rewards. Congratulations, you finished the campaign. And then there's a daily mission for the campaign as well. Gives you a lot of XP. And here, if you open those, you get those privilege points, right? Yeah, here. Privilege points and then privilege points here. And with those, you upgrade those privileges that we talked about earlier. So that's basically what the campaign is for. To get your artifacts and also have your daily missions completed, because you need those 200 points here, activity points. You need to do all the game modes in order to have the activity points maxed out and upgrade your privileges. And the artifacts have a shop as well, where you can buy artifacts or you can buy those stones. And what those stones are doing, oh, I can tell you real quick too. So now we got all the stuff here for this artifact in our campaign, and then we activate it, which is perfect. We have another artifact unlocked. Here we got a piece from this one. And then we got more pieces of this one. Now with those pieces we can upgrade those artifacts. See, we need those stones for those upgrades. And now this artifact is level 2, gives me some more stuff. Attack increase on all the 9-man units. And then this one here, upgrade, this will affect the 4-man units. And if I get a last one of this here, I can upgrade the full artifact to level 2, and this will take those stones again as well. So always make your campaign, guys, which because that's important. Alright, that was a longer one again. I didn't think the campaign takes half an hour, but apparently it does when you're playing on the computer and explaining stuff next to it. But yeah, on the next one we are going to explore the gate a little bit more. So stay tuned and see you in the next one. Bye!